folks, it's 5:17, 41.4 degrees on day 7, April 9th. I'm gonna wake up. Well, very good morning to you folks here on day 7. Waking up for the very first time in the Gila National Forest. G-I-L-A, Gila National Forest. Which I believe I read somewhere along the line, but I haven't confirmed. Maybe you could comment as you sit in front of your computer or on your phone watching this. I believe the Gila National Forest is actually the first parcel of land to receive that official federal designation as a national forest. So that'd be pretty cool. I think I read that somewhere along the way. Anyways, it is just about 6:35 right now. Just about 39 degrees or so, 39.2. Which is to say it has cooled down since I woke up at 41 degrees. Which is pretty usual actually, especially for a waxing moon. So a waxing moon will be up before the night falls and then be gone before the night is gone. And actually, believe it or not, the moon provides some warmth. So once that moon is gone, it starts cooling down even more, and it'll just keep cooling down until that sun comes up for real. And that's what it's done. So I did cowboy camp last night, as you saw. I slept in my 20-degree bag. And as you heard this morning, got down to 41 by the time I woke up. And I'll say, man, even at 41, I woke up shivering at some points over the night, which was unpleasant. Certainly not like brutal. I did get enough sleep, but certainly unpleasant. Which is wild because I've had that bag down like 20 degrees below that. I mean, even more. I've had that bag into the teens and been okay. And I guess what it comes down to is that I've never cowboy camped in much of any temperatures in those bags aside from the past few nights on this trail. So, lesson learned. It was never unsafe or anything like that, but the lesson being that I think my cowboy camping days are behind me unless and until we get some consistently warmer temperatures overnight, because apparently 40 is just too cold for my 20-degree bag, which honestly I'm a little disappointed in that, but anyways, this is what it is. I did sleep an extra hour this morning because, well, in part because, as you should have been able to ascertain by now, if not from the vegetation, then certainly by the temperatures which I've described, we are officially out of the desert for the time being, which is so exciting. I mean, those things are trees. I almost forgot what those things were called. Trees. They're awesome. So yes, we're out of the desert, so I slept an extra hour because I didn't need to be gone by 5:30. So I wasn't gone by 5:30. The other reason I slept is because today, I think me and the little group I'm hiking with right now, which includes, well, let's see, Scout, Bear Hug, Nurse, Midnight Chocolate, and myself, with kind of peripheral characters such as Martin, Jesse, and Nosebleed, and Gimbal. I think a lot of us are all pretty excited about a spot 17.5 miles up or so called Burro Mountain Homestead, or if you'd rather, Burro Mountain Homestead, Donkey Mountain Homestead. Which I guess some kind of cabins or campsite or hostel or something like that. But they have a pool table, they have ping pong, they have camping showers, laundry, all for pretty cheap. And they may or may not, we haven't really been able to ascertain, they may or may not have beer as well, which is always a motivating factor for hikers. So anyways, it is a bit of a cool morning, but an absolutely lovely morning nonetheless. I have not a complaint in the world. A little bit later in this video, we'll get into what those of you who were with me last year on the AT might remember as my weekly health update. Today, being day 7, will be the first weekly health update of the trail, and I am super excited about it. Oh, hope you are too. All right, anyways, we'll get hiking. That's enough of that. It is 9:25, 68.4 degrees. Scout and I are the first of our little group to make it to this water source, which is to say we're about 7 miles, a little over 7 miles, I think, into the day. Again, what will wind up being about a 17-mile day. Feeling good. It's been beautiful. This part of the trail is really, really, really lovely, and in most stark contrast to the boot heel section south of Lordsburg. So, how you feeling, Scout?
Feeling great, man.
Feeling great, man. All right. We're probably gonna hang out here for a little bit. At least I will. Not super long. Certainly not 4 hours. But maybe an hour. I don't know. Let the feet breathe a little bit, and then drink some water, look ahead, and break out of here. So everyone else should be along pretty shortly, I reckon. I'll check in with you guys later. All right, 10:45, 67.4, and just getting ready to embark on this climb up Burrows Peak. All right, folks, it is 11:04 a.m. and 80.6 degrees now that we're in the sunshine. And it's day 7, which means time for a little walk along health update. For those of you new to the channel, this is something I'll do once a week. Just kind of give an update on how my body, and frequently enough as well, how my gear is holding up. Yeah, so today's day 7, health update. The big news, of course, if you've been watching the past few videos, is of course these blisters that I have all over my toes. So they are thoroughly not pleasant. I'll kind of tell you how they work. Strangely enough, they're the exact same on each foot. If your thumb is the first toe and your pinky is the 5th toe, that's kind of how I'll be speaking about them. So the thumb, the big toe, the first toe on each foot has pretty small, innocuous blisters on the outside of the toe, kind of about halfway up, and then the gnarlier blisters would be on the 2nd toe, and those ones are actually, if you're squeamish, you may want to skip ahead. But those blisters are actually kind of underneath or behind of the toenail. So there's kind of blister down at the nail bed, and there's blister up where the nail separates from the, well, where the nail kind of, yeah, I guess separates from the skin. And the blister's all behind the toenail, which is definitely pretty gnarly. And that, it seems to be, is caused by just the toenail might have been long my first day or two on trail. I've certainly since clipped those way back. And then I also have my pinky toes, my 5th toe on each foot. It's pretty much just completely a nightmare. There's so as I described earlier in a previous video, I think that my 4th toe kind of lands on my 5th toe with each step and kind of squeezes it a little or stomps on it. So that causes pretty significant blisters on the on kind of the toe pad. And then in addition to that, there's more of those blisters behind or underneath of the toenail, which extend to the nail bed. So yeah, so it's definitely not great. But we're kind of chugging along. I mean, so far I haven't gotten infected or anything. Definitely monitoring extremely closely for that. And while I was in town on that 0 yesterday, the day before yesterday, spent a lot of a lot of time doing 3 or 4 Epsom salt baths, and then before leaving town wrapped them up with leukotape and gauze. Spent a lot of time draining them and soaking them and draining them and soaking them, just like that, to try and trying to take care of them. So seems like the little group I'm with right now, several folks are planning on zeroing at Silver City in a day or two, probably 2 or 3 days I should say, and that'll likely be the plan for me too. Likely scoop up some more Epsom salt and keep kind of babying these. If they stay as they are, I can hike on it. It's not super pain-free, but I can hike on it. If they get worse, then I'm gonna have to reassess. Really, when it comes to it, I can't have them get a whole lot worse than they are right now. So if that's the direction they wind up going, then I'll need to sit down for a few days and really get even more aggressive about rehabbing them. But hopefully they're holding on. I mean, they're certainly uncomfortable, they're certainly painful, they're certainly ugly, but I can hike on them, and that's really the best I could hope for so far. So a lot of people are asking, well, are your shoes too small? And I mean, I guess it's possible, but these are literally the exact same shoes, same laces, same insoles, same size, everything that I used for 2,200 miles last year on the AT. So it seems unlikely, but we'll see. I mean, will end up being a 49 miles in 2 days a few days ago, and I'm sure that didn't help. So hopefully my feet are just kind of swollen up in general because of the heat and the extra usage at this stage in the trail, and hopefully they'll kind of calm down a little bit. I had also mentioned in previous videos about tightness in my shins, which I was just a little bit wary of and kind of concerned might lead to, instead of being a tightness, being a pain in the shins. Luckily it didn't get that far, and luckily the tightness has subsided. One thing I've noticed just the past 2 or 3 days is just a little bit of tightness, that same sort of feeling in the right ankle. So, you know, monitor it, pay attention to it. I do have an ace bandage as part of my kit that I hike with. So if anything, I'll probably wind up wrapping it with an ace bandage, but you know, we'll deal with it as it goes. So that pretty much wraps up body stuff. I'll say so far, like musculature and ligaments and joints and all that stuff, all that kind of like, all that stuff is feeling, hang on, it's feeling absolutely fantastic. So no complaints at all when it comes to muscles, skeleton, ligaments, tendons, all that. Feels really good. So that's very encouraging. Very encouraging indeed. Yeah, so that's really all I have to report on body health. Did just want to give a shout out to some of my gear that got me through the desert. The sun shirt I'm using, I think it's the Black Diamond Alpenglow, is absolutely fantastic. Feels great, breathes great, moves great, and protects the heck out of the sun. I haven't used the hood on it much. I've been using another piece of gear which has been fantastic, which is the Outdoor Research Sunrunner hat and cape. Yeah, and those two pieces of gear have been fantastic. Haven't had to worry about them at all, and they've been doing an absolutely immaculate job of keeping me from getting burnt, so that's great. Also, another fantastic piece of gear has been whatever this is, Cetaphil Sun 50, a little mineral stick, kind of rolls on like a deodorant or something, and that's nice because that way I don't have to touch my face with my dirty hands and all that. Not very oily at all. It is a mineral-based sunscreen, so that's nice. But that's been great as well. So sun shirt, sun hat, sunscreen have all performed perfectly. As has, if I can humble brag, my little pre-filter that I designed. You can go back and check out my like gear loadout and prep for the CDT videos to see what I'm talking about. But the little pre-filter to filter out all the gnarliness of the nasty old CDT water has performed perfectly. I'm super thrilled about that. Last piece of gear I'll kind of talk about. This is much more recent. That 20-degree bag that I was complaining about this morning. 20-degree feathered friends. But it was 41 degrees at its coldest before I woke up. And I was like, again, woke up shivering, so not great at all. So I'll kind of pay attention to that. I do have my 0-degree bag ready to go. I wasn't expecting to get it out until later in this hike. But, you know, if I need to get it out early, certainly I will. But hopefully it was just kind of a weird, one-off, anomalous, strangely cold night that defeated the rating and performance of my sleeping bag. So, yeah, that's body, that's clothing, that's a little bit of gear. That's the end of health update number 1. We are still climbing towards Burrows Peak, and that'll be an 8,000-foot peak. Certainly the highest I've been so far on this trail. So that's it for now, guys. I'll check in later. All right, folks, 213, 76.4 degrees. This is a U.S. Geological Survey marker, which points to another U.S. Geological Survey marker. And these two U.S. Geological markers, survey markers, are showing that we are at the peak of Burrows Peak, 8,031 feet above the oceans on the planet Earth. Pretty exciting. Don't mind telling you that was a tricky climb, man. I am out of shape. All right, guys, sorry for the abrupt cut there. I didn't realize I was so low on battery. I must have left my GoPro running at some point. Yeah, so definitely made it up to Burrows Peak, 8,000, whatever it is, 8,036 or 63 or 61 or whatever. 8,000 feet above sea level, which is really cool. I was kind of wandering around a little bit to see if I could track down Midnight Chocolate. I thought she was going to post up here for a little bit because she was up ahead of us, but I don't find her. I don't know where she is. So she must have come over and had a snack and moseyed on. So she's down trail someplace. Meanwhile, everyone else is still behind. So Scout should probably be next to arrive, and I'll just kind of hang tight, cool off, dry off a little bit, drink some water, have a little lunch snack, and wait for Scout. But yeah, at this point we should only be like 4 miles, 3 miles, something like that away from where we're gonna bunk up for the night, which is pretty darn exciting for sure. And I could definitely use a shower, and I could definitely use some laundry. Yeah, so I will check in with you guys probably when we just get down there. So I'll talk to you there. This is the Burro Mountain Homestead office, and they got all the goods, man. Chips, candy, hoodies, more chips. Man, oh man. So the woman working the desk was kind enough to give us a couple ice pops as soon as we rolled in. They're gonna let us camp out here for free. And I'm definitely gonna give them some money in the form of food purchases, so we'll get after it. Alright guys, this Burro Mountain Homestead, man. There's the office where we just checked in. The gal working did not want to be on camera, but she is sweet, sweet, sweet. Super sweet gal. We're kind of across the street now, over here at the activity center. Kind of wanted to show you in. So I got 2 Coca-Cola Classics, I got an ice cream sandwich, and I got a pretty small Walmart brand, like Great Value brand, microwave pizza, and a bag of Fritos, and all that was $6. Check this out, man. Activity room. What you say, Scout? He's dead. Dead.
It's awesome.
Yeah, look at that. Fridge, microwave. Scout's cooking up his grub. A couple tables, chairs. We got a pool table. We've already decided we're certainly not going to play any pool. Across the way over there, in the other sort of activity center, there's like a what is this, a ping pong and shuffleboard. Pretty dope. Oh, darts. Look at that. It's actually kind of nice in this room, a little air conditioned in here. Man, this place is amazing. And they're letting us camp here for free. So camp, shower, laundry, free. No questions. Darn sure I was gonna, I mean, I would have bought the food anyways, honestly, but darn sure I was gonna swing them some money by way of purchasing food. So pizza's all heated up. Scout, the nice guy that he is, bought some sodas for our friends who were yet to arrive. And we're gonna mange, settle in. There's a movie at 7 apparently over in like the activity or community hall or something like that. Might swing through and check that out, but priority number 1, eating. Priority number 2, getting clean. Probably pitching up camp after that, I'm thinking. And then see where that puts us. Oh, there's Wi-Fi here too. Decent. Yeah, decent, but certainly not great Wi-Fi. But hey man, Wi-Fi for sure. Oh, and look how well they know us. Wow. Alright guys, 7:57 p.m. And I'm just leaving kind of the community room here over at Burrows Mountain Homestead. This place is wonderful, man. Showers, laundry, and then I'm leaving the community center because it was movie night here. I don't know if that's every Saturday or what. On the silver screen tonight is Let Him Go with Kevin Costner. Actually, it looks like a really cool movie, but it's 8 o'clock and I'm tired, real tired. I think it was like just a little over 18 miles today, which is pretty cool. But we came up and over that Burro Peak, which was aggressive, man. That was an aggressive climb. Plan tomorrow, probably do like 20 or so. We'll kind of see how we go. And then the day after is like a 13-mile road walk into Silver City, which is going to be pretty brutal, I expect. But, you know, I mean, again, the motto for the CDT is embrace the brutality, right? So that's what it is. Yeah, definitely a good day. Fun to come up a mountain again, even though it was pretty humbling. I'm excited. I'm excited about the rest of the trail, and very, very thankful to Burro Mountain Homestead for their extreme hospitality. They've just been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Really, really wonderful. So I definitely recommend it to anyone doing the CDT right after Burrows Peak. Stop in. It's like a mile detour, but I mean, water, shower, free camping. It's worth the stop, man. It's definitely worth the stop. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, all that. Talk to y'all later.